What's up? This is Patrick of Radicards.com, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my experience at the January 18 to 21, 2024 Dallas Card Show. A little late to the game on this, but I'm finally getting to it. I'm happy to finally get to it and present these cards to you. So, first show of the year, and Kyle and his team produced this other spin-off show called Investabilia, and it's like a non-sport card, like comic books and coins and toys and video games. It's really cool. I went to that one too. And there were a couple card guys at this one. This was the first one. I don't know if there will be card guys at future shows, but I'm not doing a standalone review of that show. I'm just going to kind of what I got at that show I'll talk about in this segment. And so you'll get those pickups as well. And there are a few pieces that are really great that I got there. So let's jump into it here. I'm going to start it off strong. This is awesome. It's so awesome. 1992 score. Bo Jackson at SGC Pristine 100. This is before the SGC changed their numbering system to make it more relevant to like how people affiliate numbers to quality. And so they have a 9.5 now and a 10 and stuff. So they don't use those like weird 198, 96. Ugh, I never liked it, but I'm glad they changed it. When I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, a gold label SGC 100. It's a perfect card. It is quite a beautiful 92 score base card of Bo Jackson. It's just a random card to send in, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful card. And I'm a Bo Jackson fan. I love Bo Jackson. Who doesn't love Bo Jackson? Bo knows. And other marketing campaigns that were really successful. So this is such a cool card. I remember seeing it in the showcase. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to take a picture of that. Just because I never see SGC 100s. I've got a Thomas, a 90 Fleer update, but I almost never see them. They're just rare, extremely rare cards to find. Like these grade is just, it's hard to find. Gold label. What's to say about this card? It is a random card from 92 score, but it is of an awesome player. And it's a perfect scored graded card. That's all I can really tell you. But I love it, and I had to have it. And I got a good deal, what I feel is a fair deal for this card. Would I resell it? No, this stays with me. Is this museum quality? Probably to some people, but I'm not going to put it on the museum because it's too random. It doesn't really fit the specifics that I look for museum quality, which is usually like rookie era or super high-end insert or super rare error card or something. This doesn't really fit any of that. It's just a really nice grade for a really great player's base card. But it's worth mentioning on the Dallas Card Show review. So really glad to get this. This is just such an awesome card to have. I love it. I might not actually scan this and like produce. This might be the image that I'll use for this card if I want to talk about it in a blog post, because I actually like the picture quality on my phone for just random pickups. I just think the phone quality is awesome. And this was taken with my phone. I love it. It's just cool. 92 score. I remember when 92 score came out and buying packs of it. When I see 92 score, I'm taken back to my childhood. When I was a little kid collecting. I'd already put in some time in the hobby by 92, though. I'd already been in it for a while. I was already a veteran in 92. I'd have been doing this for a while, man. But when I saw this, I was like, what a great card. It's right in my era, the like 90s stuff, 80s stuff. And so it's a player like, it's in a nice looking slab. A lot of people are like, don't love the quote unquote tuxedo slabs, but I think SGC does a really great job. And PSA just bought SGC in case you hadn't found out that yet. It doesn't sound like anything's really going to change at SGC. It's just going to be a great partnership, which is great. PSA is an incredible company. I'm biased. My company does business with them, so I'll always love that company. I love that company, and they're untouchable. They'll always be number one in the grading market forever till the end of time. PSA will always own the largest share of the grading company, and they should. They do the best work, in my opinion. This is my opinion. There are great grading companies, of course, but nobody anywhere close. There's not even close. The number 2 spot isn't even near it. It's like trying to compare like Nolan Ryan's strikeout record with the number 2 spot, which is like 900 strikeouts behind. Like there's no way to do it. It's like, it's not even apples and oranges. It's like apples and like filing cabinets. Like you can't even compare the two. There's nothing to compare. And so but that aside, SGC is, I think was a good acquisition for PSA, and PSA is fantastic and SGC is great. They've really come a long way. SGC has come a long way, and it's nice to know that they're now part of the PSA umbrella. Good for them. I think PSA should buy the other grading companies. Should throw in BGS as a BOGO. That's a joke. Nothing against BGS. I love their slabs. They're awesome. But in any case, this is cool. This is the 1992 score, Bo Jackson, in an SGC gold label, pristine 100. Love this. Moving on. Okay, this is cool. Pedro Martinez, 1993, score Procter & Gamble, number 2. Okay, I hadn't seen this card before. When I saw it, I was like, well, I got to get this. Love Pedro Martinez. Big fan. I think it's his brother, Ramon Martinez, came up in 89. They both played for the Dodgers. I think they're brothers. This card came from a 10-card set produced by Fleer and promoted Procter & Gamble, P&G. I guess it was advertised through store displays. You can send in 3 UPCs and some money to cover postage and handling to get the set. So you have to like send off for this thing. So it made it like somewhat harder and rarer to acquire, because how many of us bothered with this when we were younger? I liked this, like those kinds of things. I never thought about actually interacting with them. When I was a kid, I'd see like redemption type stuff, but I never like looked at it and like read the back of the small print and squint my eyes to try to figure out what to do and send money somewhere. And money was hard to get when I was a kid. My allowance was like $2 a week. I didn't have much money. I could send in a few bucks for shipping and handling. I got to ask mom. Hey mom, can I have a couple bucks for shipping this off to PNG? I wouldn't even know where to begin. But when I saw this, I was like, I hadn't seen this before. This is interesting. So grab this. This was cheap. This wasn't like one of those bargain bin typey things. And I think it was $1. I think I paid $1. I think after the deal though, I think I paid like 80 cents. It's in kind of rough shape, but whatever. I don't care. Just get a new penny sleeve and throw it in the Pedro Martinez section of my box. Be done with it. So there you have it. This is the 93 score P&G Pedro Martinez. Moving on. 1993 SP Johnny Damon rookie card. I love this card because it's the only Johnny Damon rookie card. There aren't like a whole slew of them. There's not like 20 or 30. Like I think it was Ohtani has like 3,000 rookie cards. This is Johnny Damon's only rookie card. Yeah, he's in a bunch of minor league stuff, but that doesn't qualify. This is the first time he appears on licensed cardboard in 93. And everything else, he's in 94, 95, and the rest of it, but this is his first appearance. I have this card in a PSA 9, but when I saw this in a showcase, I asked the guy if he'd take like $10, and he took it. So $10 for this card. And a BGS 8.5. I love this picture. It's awesome. I'm a Johnny Damon fan. I don't PC Johnny Damon, but I have a section for him in what I call my B-list box, which is guys I don't collect, but when I get their cards, they just get put away in that box. These are guys I like Paul Konerko, Ben Grieve, Vinny Castilla, guys like that are Chuck Knobloch, who I liked growing up, but I don't actually PC these guys. I wouldn't say I collect them. I don't go out of my way to buy cards from them or anything like that. I've acquired some cool stuff from them, and so they go in that box, and Damon has a section there. Jim Edmonds I think is in that box too. Darren Erstad. There are a lot of guys in that box who are like those era specific dudes that I like, but I don't PC. So anyway, this is good. This is a great card to have. 1993 SP Johnny Damon rookie card, BGS 8.5. Love it. Moving on, love this. This is probably my favorite one in this run because it's of a player who was really hot in 94. I remember 94 buying packs of Ultra. I was living in Virginia at the time. I was going to card shops with my cousin. He collected too. I don't think he collects anymore. My mom would drop me off and I'd dig around bins and whatever and like talk cards with the guys behind the counter. I was a little kid, but I love that. Terrell Wade was up and coming for the Atlanta Braves. Braves had a really impressive farm system back then. They had like, obviously Andrew Jones, Jermaine Dye. There was this player in it called Wonderful Terrific Mons. I think he was one of those guys who came up with the Atlanta Braves at the time. And their core guys who played on the team, legitimate team, were also amazing. David Justice, Mark Lemke, Terry Pendleton, Fred McGriff. They were stacked with amazing pitchers. Obviously, you have Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz. I think Steve Avery was still playing for them at the time. So they just had a lot of great talent. The Braves are very lethal in the mid-'90s. They were the team. And so Terrell Wade was coming up for them. I don't have much of his stuff, but this card, when I saw it, I was like, I got to get this because it reminds me of 94. This is the 94 Classic Autographs to 2080. What a random number, 2080. Hey, how many of these do you want us to hand serial number? I don't know, 2080? That would take a long time. That's a lot of work. But yeah, he signed 2,080 of these. Terrell Wade. Cool stuff. Kind of a random card for the collection. So this card would go in my teams box in the Braves section. That's where I put this. This is the card that only speaks to me, nobody else who's listening, obviously, but maybe somebody out there who's listening to me drab on and on about Terrell Wade has something to say. Who knows? But I like this card. Terrell Wade had a short career, but I hope he's doing all right, and I'm glad he played for the time that he did. And he brought us these, some great cards. So there you have it. This is the 1994 Classic Autographs, Terrell Wade to 2080. All right, love this. This is weird because the reason why I'm featuring this card is because I'm not Smoltz. I love Smoltz, of course, but this is the Dufex version of his 95 Pinnacle card, and you can't really the forefront batting it. The image of the batter is like washed out. It's just a Dufex smear. And just part of John Smoltz and a baseball and like this smear of stuff. You can kind of make out the batter, kind of. He's there, but it's just so just the Dufex makes it wash out the batter image quite a bit, so it's hard to see the batter image there. I thought this was kind of an interesting kind of visual play. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it for what it is now, I can see the batter pretty well. But when I pulled this card out of the stack at a bin at the show from guys I buy from all the time. Great guys, love them. Buy from them stacks of stuff at every show. I love going and sitting at the guy's booth and just talking and pulling, usually like a few hundred cards. Usually it's like at least 100 I pull from this guy and buy. So this time I don't think I bought 100 from him. Maybe I did. In any case, this came out of there. I think I paid like $15 for the whole block, and this was part of the deal. I just thought that like the image of the batter and Smoltz is kind of like it's just a weird picture. But 95 Pinnacle, love 95 Pinnacle Dufex. It's just awesome. They're way more interesting looking than the artist proofs this year because the artist proof had like a black matte finish across the nameplate, and the little artist proof logo was black matte, same. Just not as interesting looking. The Dufex are just so much more like poppy. I just think that they're just better looking cards. Not as valuable, but they're so cool looking. I just love that. So there you have it. This is 1995 Pinnacle Museum Collection, John Smoltz. All right, moving on. Love this. I got such a great deal on this card. 1998 Topps Stars and Steel Gold Holographic Manny Ramirez. I found this in a guy's booth. Guy that sold this to me is such a character, such a nice guy, funny guy. He always walks up to me and hands me cards at these shows. He's like, "Here's Frank Thomas." Thanks, man. Like he gave me a tin once, or like a promo pack of something. I think it was you make the play or crush the game or something. It was from Collector's Choice. And it was Frank Thomas was on the front. I think that's right. Yeah, this was November show maybe. I don't remember. This is a long time ago. But this Manny came from I think the last show of the year, the December show, I think. Whatever. I saw this in his bin. I pulled out like 5 or 6 cards. I was like, "What do you want for these?" He was like, $2 for everything. I was like, "Okay." $2. Yes, I'm not going to say no to that. But I love Manny. Manny's great hitter. Obviously, he's, it's controversy around this one, but I have a pretty significant Manny collection, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's super high dollar, but it's significant in quantity. I have a lot of Manny cards. I love Manny Ramirez. He's part of those guys that I like in my era, the Bonds and the rest of them. And so when I saw this, I had to get it, obviously, because the parallel, the gold holographics, they're just so rad. But also it's the player and the set. I was like, there's a no-brainer. I've got to get this card. These scan really well, but they're very photogenic. As you can tell, these cards are beautiful. They're beautiful. I'm still missing the Frank Thomas. I've never seen one made available for me. To me, I still need this Frank to finish the run. All these years, 26 years, still don't have the Frank Thomas. Fine. There are a few Frank Thomas cards I'm still missing, and whatever. I can't get them all. It's life. Gotta accept it. Just get what you can and keep moving forward. So there we are. This is the 1998 Top Stars and Steel Gold Holographic Manny Ramirez. Another one I found in a bargain bin. I think a quarter bin or a dollar bin. I don't remember. I think it was a quarter bin. 2000 private stock silver portraits to 199 Jeff Bagwell. Again, Jeff Bagwell, one of my favorites. Great set. You can also get this in, I think, gold portraits variety to 99. I think the silver is actually better looking because it works really well with the logo in gold, like the core, like silver and gold together. I always like that. And the signature, this facsimile signature and the team information at the bottom is also gold flat foil. So the silver border with the gold foil just is a really nice combination. So when I saw this, I was like, well, I got to get the Bagwell. It's a no-brainer. I don't remember where I got it. Like, I don't remember what bin it was in or what show. It's something. It was in one of those 2023 Dallas card shows that I didn't review as a standalone. So there you have it. Cool stuff. 2000 private stock silver portraits to 189 Jeff Bagwell. Okay, interesting stuff here. We got 2000 Stadium Club Onyx Extreme die cut Larry Walker. I hadn't come across this set, I think, previously, at least not the die cut variety, because Thomas isn't in it. So I had no reason to like chase it. But when I saw this, I was like, well, I love Larry Walker. Got to get it. But it's also the die cut. I think I picked up okay, so I think at this show, I grabbed the Sammy Sosa non-die cut of this. And I love Sammy Sosa, so I had to get that. But when I saw die cut, I was like, well, gotta review this. This has to go part of the review. This has to be one of the review pieces because it's just such a cool thing. I think Topps did a great job with the Stadium Club line in this era. And there's like a leather sort of like the style to this card, the way they made it. It has this like a leather finish to it. These cards are really nice. I don't know the value. I don't really care. I got this for $1 or a quarter or 50 cents. It was a bargain bin card. Not super valuable. I wouldn't imagine it's a valuable card, but it doesn't matter. It's going to go in my Larry Walker section, which isn't very big. I would say it's like a third of a row in a 3200 cap box, or give or take. It's growing, but it's still small. So Larry Walker is a great player, and his career average is above 300. People don't really think about him as like this amazing player, but he was like really great. He's really great. It's like Edgar Martinez, same. He's like amazing. But people just don't pay enough attention to Larry Walker to give him. I don't think he gets enough credit. I'm looking at his stats right now. Where are we? Yeah, career average is well above 300. Yeah, Edgar Martinez's career average is right around the same as Larry Walker's career average. It's above 300, but it's really well above 300. It's not even like on the fence. It's just we're 300 and some, and so Moises Alou's career average is pretty high. Might be worth revisiting. Like, what does his Hall of Fame potential look like? I don't know. I'm not going to make that argument. There's some guys on YouTube who talk about the potentials for Hall of Fame for certain guys. I would never put them in the conversation ever. Some guys are just a little bit more liberal when it comes to their discussion and allowance to who gets in. I'm a little bit more on the a little more stringent, stricter in that case. I require a little bit more of my baseball players. There's the Hall of Very Good, I guess, but it's like you can share your opinion and you can stand by that, but you can't stand by your own facts, right? And so there's a case to be made, obviously, for Walker and Edgar Martinez, and those cases have been made and they've been accepted, and they're Hall of Famers, justifiably so. Love this set. This is cool. 2000 Stadium Club Onyx Extreme die cut. Just it's a cool set. I mean, great looking cards. That's what they are. Larry Walker. Love this. We're moving right along here. Another Zach Greinke. I love Zach Greinke. Big Zach Greinke fan. This is I was at a shop while I was in business school, and they used to do bid boards on Fridays, and it was summertime. I think it was '07. I'd go there on the summer and do the bid board thing. And the base, no, I think maybe it was this one or the base. I think it was the base version of this, not the chrome. It was on the bid board, and only one bidder got it. And I got it for $1. And I hadn't heard about Greinke before. And my buddy Derek, who was running the shop, was like, Greinke had just made headline news that day for something he did. And so his card sold quickly. And so I went home and I was like, well, I should research this just Zach Greinke guy. And so I was like, I should probably get something of him. And I think it took a while for me to get something of him later because I wanted to get this card. I picked up I think it was like the 02 Upper Deck Prospect Premier autograph PSA 10 when he was injured for like a bargain. Now that card's like extremely valuable. I saw this at the show, and this was in January, and I kind of, it was at trade night on Saturday. The guy was set up with his son. And I usually kind of just walk around and go home or like hang out with my friends. I usually don't really buy anything at trade night, but there's a lot of good stuff there. Like a lot of guys set up and they sell great stuff. A lot of it it doesn't really fit in my wheelhouse, but I just take pictures because a lot of it's well out of my price range anyway. The guys, it's amazing what is peddled on those evenings. It's incredible, actually. So I just go for the entertainment for a while and talk and catch up with fellas. In any case, this guy had this Greinke in an 8. And I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna kick myself if I don't buy this. We had to like work on the price. We were going back and forth on prices for a while, and we just couldn't agree. And I walked that night, and I saw him on Sunday, and I was like, "Do you still have the Greinke?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Can I see it again?" He's like, "Sure." I was like, "So where are you on this? Where are you? What's your floor on this?" And he told me. I was like, would you take this figure? And he came up like from my figure a little bit below his floor, just a little bit. And I was like, okay, fine. Let's just get it and get it done. Because I'm going to regret not buying this, and I just want to get it while they're cheap because they're still kind of relatively cheap. And 9s and 10s, forget it. Just forget it. I don't need to pay that much for this card because I don't need a 9 or a 10, but an 8 is very, very in my era. This is museum quality. So this will get scanned, and I'll put this up because it's a rookie and it's Greinke, and it's significant for that reason. I would like a parallel of this card, like a refractor or something, but they're very expensive. In any condition, they're just high value, and so I've looked at this card for a while over the years, like one of the the higher dollar refractors, but they sell extremely well, and I don't see that trend really changing ever. I think they're always going to sell really well, but it would be nice to get this in a refractor or something. So love this card. Great picture of a young Zach Greinke, really young. He's done really well. I'm really proud of him. And he's, I think, like I said in another video, I'm pretty sure he's going to be first ballot Hall of Famer when he finally ends up hanging it up and 5 years pass. Love to get this. I'm so glad I finally got this. I have a raw one of these, or maybe 2 in my Greinke collection, but this is probably the only one I'll buy graded. I don't need to buy this card again in any other grade. I'm happy with this 8. Totally happy. It's not perfect centering, but it's pretty close. Left to right is really, really close. I'd say 55-45, like it's that close. Great stuff. I'm super glad to get this. This is Zach Greinke, 2002 Bowman Chrome Draft, PSA 8. All right, this is cool. This is Albert Pujols, 2002 Upper Deck Victory Gold. Now, this is the sophomore year of Pujols. He's been in the league already a year. His rookie was 2001, or at least his rookie cards were in 2001. So this is cool. When I saw this, I was like, well, I'm going to get it because it's his second year, and I'm a Pujols fan. I have a section of him. My Pujols player section is pretty small still because I don't get enough of his stuff. I should get more. He'll be a first ballot. He's one of 4 players to hit 700 home runs. It's he, Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, and Babe Ruth. That's it. Even the 600 block there's very small amount of players, more than 4, but it's still very small. And then 500s, there's quite a bit more. So Yeah, Pujols is going to be first ballot for sure. At least I predict so, unless something bad happens, but I don't think anything will. He's extremely dominant for so many years. Yeah, I always wanted to get the 2001 Bowman Chrome Refractor, the like autograph, the redemption thing. It's the Bowman Chrome card. It's refractored. It's like those redemptions were all refractored out of 500. I don't think I'll ever get one. It's too expensive. Maybe someday, I don't know. But that card I would love to own. I always liked Pujols. I haven't bought enough of his stuff. I really should get more though. I like this because it's a parallel. It's second year, and I got it for pretty cheap. It was a few bucks. I think I know the seller. I met him years ago, and he shows up. He would set up at the Albuquerque shows, and now he sets up at the Dallas shows. And so, like, when I met him, it was in Albuquerque, and he still goes to those shows. He travels all the way over there to go to those shows. In any case, this is 2002 Upper Deck Victory Gold, Albert Pujols. Love this. This is great. Got this from some really awesome fellas that I love hanging out with at these Dallas card shows. They're so fun to hang out with. They're brothers, and we just banter back and forth. Super smart guys, though. Love them. It's 2003 Bowman Chrome Gold Refractor to 170, Jim Thome. Thome? Jim Thome. Sounds weird. I think it's Thome. Gold Refractor. Who doesn't love gold refractors? Yeah, this is the one year where like the Bowman Chrome, one of the years they did like the gold refractors that were numbered not to 50. These, I don't remember if it was 03. I think it was 03 where they were uncirculated. And I'm glad that when I bought this, it wasn't in one of those obnoxious cases, but if it was, it just stays. I have a section in my collection where it's just those cases. I just leave them in there. And they're organized by year. Jim Thome, I'm a big fan. He's one of the 600 Club home run guys. There are a few of them. And first, he was a Hall of Famer. When I saw this, I was like, I got to put this aside. And I added it to my stack. I remember when I pulled out the stack of this, I always pull out like a brick. Like, here's a brick. And they have these price points, and I look at the brick and look at the guys like, that looks like $10 to me. He's like, fine, $10 is fine. He looks through this stack, and he's like, all right, $10, whatever. But I think when I added this to it, it may have been part of the $10. I don't remember. But I got this, and obviously I'm not going to showcase the stuff in the $10 block, but the like random whatever. But this is, I think, was worthy of a Dallas Card Show review talking point. Great card, great colors. The red with the red jersey, I think the colors really work on this card. Interesting picture of Mr. Jim Thome finishing a swing. Hopefully that was a home run, but it was probably just a hit based on the swing and his exit. But what do I know? Great card goes in my Thome section, which is still pretty small. I don't have a lot. I have some of his stuff though. I would say maybe a third, maybe a quarter of a row of a 3,200 count box. It's still pretty small, I think. Like my Griffey and my Ripken sections, my McGuire, those are all like multi-row players. I have a lot of their stuff. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like $1, $100, I don't care. It just goes in there. I don't do that thing where like anything $5 to $10 goes in these cases, and anything from $11 to $20 goes in these cases. Anything $1 or less goes in this binder. I don't do that. It's too much work. I'm not going to manage my collection like it's like this complex algorithm. Like, look, dude, if it's that player and it's that size card, it goes in there. If it's jumbo, it goes in this binder because it doesn't fit in the box. That's it. Done. Out the door. I don't need to play around with these weird games of like discriminating based on price points. I don't want to deal with that. So I got to get these special cases. If it's over 100, it goes in the thick lucite. And all of your cards, by the way, need to go in the thick lucite case. It's got a dollar box, $100. They should be in the 4-inch thick with this multi screws, all of them. And then those cases should be covered in cellophane and stored in places. Every card. That's bad advice. Don't ever do that. It's terrible. Okay, that's me rambling off topic. So let's get back to it. This is the 2003 Bowman Chrome Gold Refractor to 170 Jim Thome. Love it. Fantastic. Okay, this is the last on the list here. This is 2003 Topps Total Silver King Griffey Jr. Okay, so you might think it's like a nothing card. In a lot of ways, it is kind of a nothing card, but in some ways, it's not a nothing card at all. Topps Total is considered a very cheaper product. I liked opening it in 2003. I opened some of it with a girlfriend of mine who I was dating at the time. We had a fun just opening product, which is cool. The silver borders are significantly harder to find, for at least in my experience. I just had a bear of a time finding Thomas. I picked up a Todd Helton recently online for cheap, but for some reason, like these silver bordered variations they're hard. I don't know why they need to be that hard, at least in my experience. Now it's been some time, 21 years since I was opening this stuff, so I don't remember if I pulled any back then. But I remember when I saw this at the show, I was like, well, I got to get this. My Griffey collection's big, but they're very small in comparison to others. But it's big in relative to other players in my collections that's not Thomas. So I wanted to get this. And he's on the Reds. I always like to see him on these various teams he played on. It's kind of cool to see him on the White Sox, too. It's kind of a fun thing. I thought it would be cool if, like, Frank Thomas, for some reason, ended up on the Mariners. And King Griffey Jr. is on the White Sox. Like, they traded teams. I always thought that would have been kind of fun. That never happened. Griffey was on the White Sox for, like, I don't know, a cup of coffee, and then he was off. But I thought it was just so cool to see him on the White Sox. Such a fun thing. In any case, King Griffey Jr. is in this set. 2003 Topps Total Silver Border, it's a very inexpensive product. If you even get it now, it's just cheap. But I like these cards. I like the inexpensive stuff too. So that's it. That's all. Nothing really else to talk about with this card. It's not a super exciting card. It's just a cool, interesting parallel that's proven to be somewhat tough. So that's it. 2003 Topps Total Silver, King Griffey Jr. So that covers my review of the January installment of the Dallas Card Show and just my peppered in bits from the first and not the inaugural Investabilia show. And I don't know if Kyle's going to allow card dealers in future Investabilia shows, so I just wanted to add those into this review as well. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have some comments on anything that I bought. Maybe you like the Manny card, maybe the Griffey card, maybe you like that Smoltz thing with the museum, whatever. Give me a comment. Let me know what you liked. I appreciate you viewing. Thank you for tuning in to Radicards TV on Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Reno, and until next time, enjoy collecting. If you like this content, please subscribe. Thanks. Enjoy collecting.